Hello, how's it going? Fantastic, wonderful, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about video games that changed the industry for the video game atmosphere. The first game that we're going to talk about is Resident Evil 4. So Resident Evil before was set, a camera was positioned in one aspect of the room, and then you'd be running around within that space. It was primarily utilize graphics and take advantage of the graphic engine of the PSX version or PS1 version of the video game genre. Resident Evil 4 changed that with the third-person view. It went over the shoulder. A lot of games nowadays take advantage of this type of style, such as Dead Space was a big highlight of that time that took advantage of it. And also a video game called Cold Fear on PS2, which is an amazing game and it is actually really scary. Even more scary than Resident Evil 4, I think. You're on a ship and it is quite terrifying. I made a video, here's a link over here, somewhere around here. So Resident Evil 4 changed the genre with atmosphere, the camera view, and also the gameplay itself. Now it can be quite frustrating with moving around. Well, you have to stop and then shoot, which is quite annoying, but hopefully they change that in the remaster. So Resident Evil 4 changed the genre of atmosphere and gameplay as well. Another video game would be Grand Theft Auto, the whole series itself. Each version was quite amazing. Specifically, Grand Theft Auto 3 was quite remarkable. It opened the doors with open world. You could do whatever you want.
Come on, let's introduce you to the Don.
If you do this for me, you will be a made man. Anything you want.
You could accomplish a mission however way you wanted. You can do whatever you feel outside of the mission as well. You can complete a mission and then you could rob a store, you could hijack a car, you could run around the town, you could do whatever you want basically. You could even do cheat codes on your free time. It was really up to you. What I would usually do was play the first couple of missions and then I would just cause havoc and play with all the cheat codes that I could find online. Cheatcc.com. Each Grand Theft Auto video game was different in a way, such as Grand Theft Auto 3 was in Liberty City, and then Vice City upgraded vehicles and so forth and weapons, and the style and the text was really cool and neon and so forth. And then Grand Theft Auto 4 was more grungy and very high-tech from nowadays. And Grand Theft Auto 5, everybody loves, and that introduced the online multiplayer gameplay. I'm not sure quite Grand Theft Auto 4 was probably introducing online as well, but Grand Theft Auto 5 really punched it in and added first-person view as well. They were really a game changer of the genre, including with Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto with Red Dead Redemption. It made the boring Wild West into something remarkable. They were really excited about the detail. If you killed an animal, you can go back and forth within the days and you could see the animal rot. Or another feature was if you went into the cold, the horse's balls would shrink up into a tiny, beautiful little remarkable diamond. So there's quite interesting details within the Rockstar video games. And it also influenced other developers to do other remarkable things. Think about the little details, such as within Zelda. Another game would be Halo and GoldenEye. Now these two games were not the first-person shooter video games, but they opened the door to esports and competitions within tag team and also playing within the realm of first-person shooter for a competition type deal. I remember the first time I played Halo, I was quite remarkable and I wanted to play versus all my friends in the area. Another video game that is a little bit unknown is Time Splitters. Time Splitters would be remarkable nowadays. It would bring in quite a remarkable response with online presents, such as Christmas. Another game would be Minecraft. Minecraft was quite an amazing game. It opened the eyes of developers that you can do whatever you want, even when you have no story. Now there is a story, but In the past with Minecraft, when it was first opened, there was just an open world and you could do whatever you want. You could dig as low as you want in the ground, or you could build as high as you want. You can build whatever you so would like, such as your childhood home, or recreate a bridge if you want. Minecraft opened the eyes of developers with the player wants to do whatever they want to do. Don't worry about the story too much. Another video game was Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo was an expert in car anatomy. Sexy words, I know it. Gran Turismo redefined arcade video games and realistic driving video games. I remember growing up and I was only used to Burnout and then Need for Speed as well. They're pretty much arcade games and I thought they were very realistic. And then I played Gran Turismo and then I got turned off of that video game because it was too realistic. I was like, I might as well go drive a car myself. In Gran Turismo you can change the tire type, the transmission, the engine. Every little detail is coincided with what they put in there. Even the racetracks that you race on is actual design from real life stuff. So if you're into that type of realistic racing stuff, go for Gran Turismo. There is an arcade version of Gran Turismo as well when you are in the settings, so I would highly suggest that. PUBG and FORTNITE were a big highlight in esport video games. They brought the genre to a headlight or stopping point of this is what it is. This is what gamers want. Action-packed shooters where it keeps you on your toes. I mean, there's other online esport games such as Smash Brothers and so forth, but PUBG and FORTNITE brought the realm of keeping you on your feet. Good job. Another game was Mario Party and Crash Bash. Now these games were separate of their own parents. Mario Party and Crash Bash were the next ones. Their parents were primarily third-person jumpers. It wasn't too exhilarating, you just follow the story and go along with the tasks that may come upon you. But Mario Party and Crash Bash, you can play with family and friends, and you can play a lot of little mini games. So developers open their eyes of their characters can do more than just what is set out to do, such as a primary task of a linear story or so forth. So Crash Bash also opened, and Mario Party also opened Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing, which was an amazing game as well. Both of them are quite amazing. I'm quite surprised that Crash Bandicoot doesn't have more racing games. Time will tell. Another game I would say is Silent Hill 2. Now Silent Hill 1 was quite astonishing to say the least with story, but Silent Hill 2 really grasped the storyteller into the environment for the viewer. All the monsters, if you follow the lore, is delved into the main character's beliefs and his own personality and so forth, such with his dying wife. So it brings you into this grotesque situation, and the atmosphere was amazing, such as the graphics as well. It really brought forth the PS2 graphics, and it forced other companies to think about you can push the system to its limits. You don't just have to push out a game that's whatever. You don't have to throw up whatever you want. You know, that type of deal. Such as other Silent Hill video games. Silent Hill 3 was an excellent one as well. Another game would be Microsoft's Flying Simulator. This game changed a lot of genres. It is quite the open world. It is the world itself. Utilize Google Maps and you can fly in every aspect of Earth. You can go the real time from the flight to Chicago to Paris if you want. It is quite amazing to say the least, and it is quite surprising how you can do all that within a video game itself. I am very excited about in the future what video games are more than capable of. Is there going to be more open worlds that are quite astonishing? Now Mario and Zelda were the grandfather and grandmother of video gaming. They changed the industry forever. They brought you into an environment and a story that the video game character or video game player much received and very much enjoyed. It was quite addicting environment. It brought you in. It wasn't a straightforward video game such as Pong or Tetris. Now those games are quite fun as well. Tetris is, if you know shapes, you're an excellent player. If you do not know shapes, then you suck at life. Quite simple as that. Now another game would be Katamari. Katamari came out of left field or right field, whatever hand you're using. Katamari, you could basically grab whatever you want and build a giant ball until it becomes a planet. The story was very out there, but it was quite astonishing and quite fun. It made game developers understand you don't have to do the simple basics of a hero. You can just create something that's fun and random. Such as another video game, I think it's called Fish, which you're basically a fish in a bowl and you're trying to escape. Or another game where you're Octodad. You're pretty much a octopus and a father. It really opened the doors of developers. They can really do whatever they want. Another popular video game currently is Cats, or Cat, where you can be a cat in an open world environment. Another video game that changed the industry was Sims. It showed that the simple life of being a human can be quite fun. You can build your own house, and then you can also create your own virtual character. And then you do the simple daily task of getting a job, doing the dishes, or also dying. Maybe killing the character if you want. You sadistic person, you. Another game would be Amnesia. Amnesia was an early PC video game that changed the world of horror. You no longer needed a weapon, you just needed to survive. It helped bring in the video game Alien Isolation, which does the same thing. You hide in lockers or you hide behind cabinets. Whole basic idea is to go through puzzles and figure out what you're trying to do. Now another grandfather game is Doom and Wolfenstein 3D. These brought in the aspects of a 3D world that was quite entertaining and quite fast. It brought in a whole universe of first-person shooters. From nowadays, it is all thankful to Doom. And now what it also brought was cheat codes, which I will talk about next in another video coming out soon. Another video game would be No Man's Sky, which I am quite surprised that they created this one. No Man's Sky has over, I think, 8 million stars or 8 billion stars. So it would take over 100,000 years to visit each one within this video game itself. And I've played the game. I only traveled within one universe. And I just did regular time speed of going from one planet to the sun. And it literally took me about a couple hours. I was quite amazed of the time it takes. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how the math works, but it is quite astonishing the detail of how it's all created. A lot of game developers don't make as many games as the 90s or early 2000s, but video games are coming more in depth. They're coming quite well-rounded and so forth. Stories are becoming more developed, thankfully. What is a video game that you find changed the video game industry forever? Besides your favorite video game, unless you want to talk about that as well. I'd love to hear you in your comments down below. What do you think of the past? Do you think the video games of early 2000s and the 90s were better? Do you think nowadays is better? Are you excited about the future? Let me know down in the comments down below what you think is the best games. What's your favorite games? Thank you for the comments, actually. I am quite thankful that you guys give me a critique on my videos. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.